everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the Sewing Buzz. It is May 1st, the day that you're seeing this, and guess what? It's Me Made May. So let's go ahead and jump into some of the new patterns that came out in April, and also what is going on, and to share with you the SND Chat. So coming in today, we are going to jump right into it. I have some notes down. I'm looking down because I want to stay on target. Remember, all the time for the Sewing Buzz. First of all, for those who are new to the Sewing Buzz, what is it? What is this thing? I upload this type of video once a month. It's the first Sunday of every month. You will get the Sewing Buzz. And so what I typically talk about is, you know, new patterns that may have been released. And if I do, it's mainly indie patterns. And also if there's any particular sewing challenges going on or other things that's going on in the DIY crafting community that I thought you might be interested in, I share that once a month. So here we are. It is May 1st. Like I said, it is Me Made May, but it is also Mental Health Awareness Month. So let me just briefly talk about that just real briefly. Take this time to do your research about mental health awareness if you're not aware about it. It is, I don't know if this is international, it might be international, I'm not quite sure. I know here in the United States it's Mental Health Awareness Month. So a lot goes into that. There's so many levels of that. I'm going to talk from the self-care perspective of it, and that for your own mental health, for your own sanity, pull back. I know I'm a YouTuber. Why am I saying this? But pull back from social media. Maybe pull back from your cable news. Maybe pull back. It's a lot going on in the world. And it's not that you want to become detached or devoid or disconnected from those things. But sometimes taking in all of that all at once, plus other things that you may personally have going on in your life, your family lives, children's, whatever, parents' lives, and to have all of that all at once, plus things going on social media. Sometimes there are certain things you just have to cut off. And if that means stepping away from social media, even YouTube, yes, I said it, even as a YouTuber, stepping away from YouTube, stepping away from different social media platforms, different things of that nature for your own self-care. Maybe you shut it down. Some people I know shut down social media on purpose during this entire month. Whatever the case may be, maybe it's just not just 30 days, maybe it's 60 days, 90 days, maybe it's a week, maybe it's every other day, maybe you just check in on the platforms in the evenings. For me personally, that is what I do. You all know I've said that this many times. I am not one to live on social media every day. Only time I post every day on social media is during BHM Pattern Designers Challenge, because it is and quite honestly, I did miss, I think, posting 2 days. It's just very hard for me to be that connected to social media, and I don't want to be the person that's following social media, on social media, and glued to it all day, every day. It's just too much going on in life and in the world, and other things that I can be spending my time doing instead of being glued to my phone, my tablet, computer, or whatever the case may be. I'm already on a computer all day anyway. So yeah, just in all seriousness, just take inventory of your mental health throughout this month and decide different things that you want to maybe do this month. Some healthy self-checking, help check your friends, maybe that strong friend that you have that you always go to with your challenges, your issues. Check in on them. Check on that strong person in your life. Everybody is not strong, no matter how they seem like, oh, they're always there for everybody, they're strong all the time, they're this, they're that. No, they're not. We're not all just super people where we don't all have, you know, different things we deal with in different times of our lives. So just wanted to put that out there as an awareness, Mental Health Awareness Month. But then it's also Me Made May. So you all know, I believe it was started by Zoe Sews. I probably got that wrong. I will try to, if I can find something, because sometimes with editing, when I record stuff, and by the time I edit, I forget, and then I see the video and I try to find it and I can't find it, whatever. So I'm gonna try to link to the original starter of the Me Made May. Was it her? I don't remember. But anyway, you can do research on your own, Google, YouTube it as well, because a lot of people participate, a lot of makers, of course. And so remember, if you heard me talk about it before, I said I would, when I first started talking about it last year, I think November, when I was talking about my purple mood board, that I would love in May that every day I had something purple to wear. Not gonna happen. I don't have something to wear every day in purple, and not solid purple, so it can have purple in it, like this dress I'm wearing, which you will hear about later today in today's SND Sewing Chat, so stay tuned. Plus you will get a review of this dress on Wednesday. So if you have not subscribed, go ahead, subscribe. Don't forget to thumbs up this video, and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss the next upload. Thank you. But so this has purple in it, so it's officially Me Made May, and I am in purple. I have on my light purple lavender color jewelry, all of my jewelry, my accessories. This is actually, in full disclosure, the second time I'm wearing this dress. I wore, because I've already done the video, the review and everything. You'll just see it on Wednesday, but I wore it that day, not that long, but today I've had it on all day because I had an event to meet up with some friends and different stuff like that, and there's pictures, so you'll see all of that on Wednesday, so make sure you stay tuned. So I'm thinking I might do a quick here's what I wore this week at the end of my videos throughout May. Just a quick short something, maybe it'll be 2 minutes long. I'm not interested in posting a whole separate video about what I wore this week, because some days I'm just in the house all day, and I actually don't have any purple lounge clothes, like lounge around the house clothes, not even something with purple in it. So I need to fix that. So yeah, I can, the best I can do, yeah, I'll just say, and you know, maybe at the end of all my videos, because next week Sunday is my So Maxi for Mother's Day reveal dress, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And perhaps at the end of that video for the first week of May, I'll just have, and here's what I wore, you know, throughout the week, the first week, and it'll probably be in different shades of purple, and you know, either solid purple, different shades of purple, like this have purple in it, that type thing. So we shall see. Or I'll do a short. I could always do a short, huh? I'll look out for that. Maybe I'll just do a short for the week of what I wore, and maybe that'll go up on a Friday. Maybe I can do that, because I don't want to do an official, like, proper video. I can just do a shorts. Maybe I'll just do that. We shall see. Stay tuned. Make sure that you are following along on the channel here, and you will know. So, and then before we jump into these patterns, for those who are on the list, you saw the email. It went out the day you're seeing this is May 1st. So on April 30th, you would have seen the newsletter. I'll pop up the graphic here that went out to everyone. It was just so many. I didn't count until I had to send that out, and I was like, well, I thought it was, for whatever reason, I was like, oh, it's 20 people. No, it's like 3 times that. So that at least filled out the interest form. That does not count the people I already know that live in the Houston area that didn't fill out the form because they're not coming from out of town or anything, that, you know, will be coming. So yay. So you would have gotten some fresh details. Thank you for those who've already responded to me in that email, and yeah, I am so super excited. So let's jump into today. All I have for you are some new patterns, and want to just also say real quick, if you are participating in the So Maxi for Mother's Day challenge, you know this year's theme is Make a Statement. It's hosted by Crystal Sews and Stuff and T from Crumpus Tea and Sewing. They're both here on YouTube, but they're also on Instagram. You have until May 9th, which is a Monday, to submit your entry. Make a statement. And sleeves, colors. If you make, you can do a jumpsuit, you can do skirt. If you do a skirt or a dress, it does have to be maxi length, but you know, bold print, different stuff like that. And so I would have popped up the graphics with the guidelines. So make sure you tag T as well as Crystal, and use the hashtag So Maxi for Mother's Day. Otherwise your entry won't be counted, and there's a lot of great prizes and different things like that. So make sure you follow those guidelines, and yeah, you have until May 9th, so you still have technically a week and a day to get your garment in. So let's jump into the new patterns. Actually, the first item is not a pattern, but I thought it was so cool, especially for my knitters out there. I thought this was so cool. If you are on the mailing list for Neighborhood Fiber Company, you know that they introduced a new colorway. It's called 1 Street NE, in honor of Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. As for those who are in the United States, you know that Justice Jackson is now has been confirmed as the first Black woman Supreme Court Justice, and so obviously is going through the periods before she, you know, officially has the ceremony and all of that. But yes, it is this here yarn is inspired by 2 different shades of blue that she wore to her confirmation hearing with a touch of black for her judicial robe. And this here, like I said, is to celebrate the first Black woman to sit on the Supreme Court. So I had to come in and shout that out. And obviously, even though it is limited edition, this yarn is still available on the site. So definitely go check that out for my knitters, crocheters, and those who work with yarn. Yes, I thought that was so awesome. And it's available on different bases as well. So make sure of course, not just to about the challenges and everything, but I'll leave a link to all the patterns and all the information that I talk about in the video. So the first official pattern I'll be talking about is by Chalk and Notch, and is the Max T. This is more of a boxy knit top, and it's more of a muscle tee, shoulder shape and dropped armhole type shirt. I thought this was it looks to be very easy to put together, but I did see, like when I was looking at Pinterest for other stuff and scrolling through social media for, you know, inspirations for my next mood board, I saw that this look seemed to pop up a lot. So it must be something that's considered a trend. I'm not sure. You all know how I feel about trends. I'm not really into trends. They have their place and they definitely have their points of inspiration, but if you are a person that, you know, this is something you know is trending now, you want to make it now, here's perhaps one of those patterns that you can lean on. And they do go up to a D cup size, which accommodates up to a 58-inch bust. So that is awesome. Next is the Friday Pattern Company, I believe it's pronounced the Seguro set. This is a woven 2-piece set, and what I like about this, it does pull over the head, and you actually can wear the top in the front and the back. For me, I like the front version with the tie, with the string, the tie. And for me, you all know, 9 times out of 10 I'm probably gonna wear, it depends on how it fits, because in some of the pictures, I don't have all of the pictures popping up, but in some of the pictures I've seen in different posts, I probably don't have to wear a tank up under it, just because of where the pieces meet and how it ties. It seems to cover a lot of the bust area, and maybe you just have a little peekaboo of the tummy. I don't know, have to double check. But for me, you all know, if it's too much exposure for me, I'll just have on a cami, a tank or cami up underneath. But I thought this was a really cute set. Looks very comfortable, perfect for this spring, summer, and for me, fall. So for me, this fits 3 different seasons that you can wear this. And so I do have this pattern. I want to say thank you to Friday Pattern Company, because they actually reached out to me to send me the pattern. And so thank you very much. And you all will know when I make this up, because I have a couple different fabrics I think in my stash that I'm not sure quite what I want to use them for. I have a couple different options, and this is one of them. It's a linen, as a matter of fact. And I thought, for sure, this would look so cute in a linen. But anyway, that is the Seguro set. Then Jennifer Lauren Handmade, there was a re-release. This is not a new pattern, but this is a re-release of the Sorrel dress. Is now in her curvy size range, which goes from a size 16 to a size 34, and it goes up to an F cup, which is awesome. And so it's described as a take on a classic shirt dress. It has some of that. If you like a little bit of that vintage feel to your garments, this does have a little bit of that vintage feel, so you probably would love this. And speaking of vintage, you all know, I'm probably sure you've seen, and if you didn't and you don't follow Sew Over It, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because they actually just did a video, I don't know, it had to be several days ago by the time you see this, but they released the Sew Over It vintage, what is it called, Vintage Dreaming Capsule book, her ebook. And so of course I took a look of it. Not quite my style, because I'm not necessarily into vintage, although in my opinion this does lean more towards modern vintage. Like you could put more of a modern spin on it. It doesn't have to look the era in particular, because the era is from the 30s to the 60s, but obviously to me it leans a more modern vintage, because obviously you're using different fabrics, and you know, your play on how you style it definitely can make it more of a modern feel. But it is 5 patterns with different versions in it. And so like I said, I will of course link to this down in the description box, but I highly suggest going over to Sew Over It's YouTube channel, because Lisa Comfort went through each one of the pieces, and she had, you know, she had pictures with the models wearing them, and then she, you know, switched out into the different outfits. So I know many of you are Sew Over It fans and love her ebooks. I see a lot of raves, a lot of high reviews on her ebooks, so this is definitely one for those who are into it. Definitely go pick that up. Then we have 2 that I saw from Made for Mermaids. One is this Amalfi swimsuit pattern, but it's called a resort collection. So I think the resort collection, if I looked at this right, includes the swimsuit, the sarong, as well as the the Stephanie pattern, which is a romper jumpsuit type look. So for the swimsuit pattern, you guys, when I saw this, and what really drew me to this, besides the fact it's very versatile, this swimsuit, and I purchased, let me just tell you, I purchased the one the bundle that has the sarong included with it. But this is a fully lined reversible 3-piece swimsuit. The crossover top is made with 2 separate bodice pieces layered on top of each other, and so it says that it's very comfortable, stylish, and flattering. I thought this was super cute, and what really drew me in is because I love the model on the front of the cover. Definitely, to me, curves. She has the curves, and she look good. My girl look good. You look good, girl. If you see this video, she looked good in that swimsuit, and I was like, ooh, I like that. I like the way that looked. And so yes, I picked that up because I thought it was so nice. And I got the bundle with the sarong. Obviously, yeah, you can probably draft your own sarong, but I was like, no big deal, get the sarong. So I went ahead and got it. And of course, you all know, once I'm done with my other swimsuits, I'm not going to even add this one to the list just yet, but I want to make this so bad, so it's gonna have to wait till I get through my other ones. Or if I have enough of that fabric where I'm piecing stuff together, I may just cut it out as well. We'll see how it goes. You all see, because I'm working on my workout gear as we speak. By the time you see this, I've started on some things. But anyway, then they had the Stephanie pattern, and this is also a crossover bodice line, and slightly gathered in the front. It does have the option of a waistband option or a non-waistband option. It's saying the non-waistband option is at the Empire waist, and then the waistband option hits at the natural waist. There is a skirt option. Has a circle skirt, quarter circle skirt, and it has 3 different hemline lengths. So the Stephanie pattern has, it's almost like a 3-in-1, because you have the whole romper and everything in there. So I thought it gave a lot of versatility, so I thought that would be something you all would be interested in as well, because I think it's also great for spring, summer. Then there was the release of the Style Arcs Francesca woven shirt, and this is definitely classic button down, but I think what set this apart, you do have the shaping in the darts. Well, from the description, you have shaping in the front and back for darts, and then you have a sleeve dart, which I thought is really nice. That also gives nice shaping. And then you have the neck frill. And so I thought this was a really nice pattern, especially for those. Now, obviously you can style this any way you want. What came to mind for me first was, say maybe somebody is going to have to go into the office or something, maybe church or something like that, and you want something a little bit more, I won't say this is overly conservative, but a little bit more conservative looking than this, and it still has fun to it. So you got the extra shaping and whatnot in the top, and plus the frill. I thought this was super cute top. Then if you did not see, this was just announced this past week, was Love Notion's Aria button down. Now you must go check out all of the affiliates and brand ambassadors and everything for the release of this. I've seen so many cute versions of this. It's a simple, it's a shirt dress, but you can make it into a tunic length and or have the standard length. And it also has a classic stand-up collar or a traditional collar with the built-in stand, and it definitely works with different fabric types. And then you do have the option of sleeveless, short sleeves, cuff, long sleeves with the button placket. So I thought this was a really nice pattern, and Love Notion sizing does go up to a 5XL, which this pattern does, and it also has the cup options as well. So this is another great size inclusive pattern, something you can definitely, this is definitely one of those you can dress it up, dress it down. The whole sleeveless, as you all know, appeals to me the most. And so, but yeah, very nice pattern that came out. Then the last pattern I want to talk about is from The Last Stitch. So if you all follow Johanna here on YouTube, The Last Stitch, many of you do, are subscribed to her channel. You know she gives awesome sewing tutorials, sewing tips, especially for jeans. If you're looking at tips on jeans, you know she wrote the book. I purchased the book. And you also know that she gives wonderful tips on sewing athletic wear. And so she has some athletic wear patterns as well, but she gives a lot of good tips. She has a book for that too, but her channel has a plethora of information, so definitely go check out her channel. But she came out with the girly top, and this is a puff sleeve knit top, versatile and comfortable to wear. It looks like it definitely, you can make it in different fabric types, because you do have sleeve options, short or long. You have the neckband or the turtle neck collar length. It says that it's slightly tapered at the waist and a subtle flare hem, which is really nice. So it says that you can use nice soft drapey knits, or you know, a soft knit, something like that, to make this. And it also, the sleeves also have the option for cuffs. So that is the roundup for all of the new patterns that I saw. There's many more that has come out. Obviously, you all know these are patterns that dropped in the month of April. You all know that every pattern that come out don't necessarily appeal to me, so I probably won't bring it to the channel, but those that I thought appealed to me, but also like the sew over one, I know is very super popular, so I knew you all would like to hear a little bit about that as well. But we are now going to go into the SND sewing chat, where I will be chatting with the lovely Simply Delilah, who's also here on YouTube, also on Instagram. Check the description box. There will be timestamps for the video today, and there will be links to where you can find Delilah on her website, her Etsy shop. But learn a little bit more about Miss Delilah, and yeah, leave a comment and make sure that you are following her on all of her social media. Thank you everybody so much for tuning in today. You all have a fantastic week and enjoy the chat. Bye. Welcome everybody to the SND chat. It is May 1st, Sunday, and I have a wonderful guest with us today. It is Simply Delilah. Many of you probably already follow her here on YouTube and also on Instagram, and follow her all on her social media. I'm so excited to be sharing with you today just a little bit about Delilah, as well as what we collaborated on. We both have on our garments, but we'll get into that a little later on in the chat. So welcome.
Hi, Natita.
Delilah. How are you
Natita.
Today?
Good. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Oh,
kind.
no problem, no problem. So first tell us, first of all, your name, and obviously for those who are new maybe to you, where they can find you on social media.
Okay, so my name is Delilah Thomas, and I'm on Instagram at Simply Delilah one, and then here on YouTube, Simply Delilah. I also have a website. It's actually a blog,
Okay.
delilahThomas.com.
Okay. And what I will do for sure, Delilah will make sure I have all of her contact information. Make sure you go down into the description box. I'll leave all of her contact information over there. Make sure you definitely follow her. Many of you might already follow her here on YouTube. Her YouTube channel has so much information on it, and she shares so many of her great makes and hauls here and there, and
Thank
tips
you.
and tricks and different things like that. So make sure you are following her over here on YouTube. So Delilah, let's start with how long have you been sewing and what got you started?
Okay, so I've been sewing for probably about 15 years, and I believe, okay, so what really got me started is my day job where I work. I had a friend that I had just
Oh,
met there, and she started sewing things. And it all kind of went in place because then I remember my father-in-law had this sewing machine I somehow came in contact with, and it was an old sewing machine. And I just started sewing on it. And YouTube wasn't really a big thing. Blogs were a big thing.
mm-hmm.
So I would look at
Right.
those for inspiration. And I didn't even know what the seam allowance was. I just lined it up to the sewing foot and just started sewing. And then, but I do have to, I am lucky though, because my mother-in-law, she sews and quilts everything. So she did help me out a lot. And then also YouTube. So
Wow, that is awesome. And to just kind of pick it up, fall in love with it. Have you been consistent with it all this time, or were there times where, especially during that learning phase where things can kind of ebb and flow and everything, did you feel
yeah,
like you just stayed with it, or was kind of some
I,
valleys and mountains?
well, I did. And so I have some quilts in the background that you can see, but I first started with quilting, and I just loved it so much, but I didn't even really know what I was doing. And then I was like, well, I'm going to try to make a dress. And so if you go on my delilahThomas.com, you can see it's actually really cool. I didn't even realize how neat this was. Like, I have entries, blog entries from, like, I think 2015, or, that far back, of
Mm-hmm.
the different makes that I made. And so that I thought was really neat, because I'm like, I didn't even know what I was doing, but I was making like little aprons and Barbie clothes and just, anything. Nothing got in my way.
Right. So with that, you're probably able, maybe with the magic of editing for this, you can send over some photos and we can kind of pop up some of your earlier makes that you have on your website.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Awesome. So what has been, I guess, to this point, because if you said you started with quilting and
Yeah.
those quilts in the background there are absolutely beautiful. Do you still quilt, by the way, on a regular
Right
basis?
now, no, not on a regular basis. Right now, I am really into sewing clothes, but I do have a quilt that I want to make, but I need time. So if anyone can find some extra time for me, I've been trying to
Right.
figure that out. But I would love to start quilting again, but lately I've just been making clothes, mostly for me and my daughter.
Okay, okay. And how old is your daughter, by the way?
Well, I have a 23-year-old and a 6-year-old. So I
Whoa,
sew, and so
23. You have got to be kidding me.
yeah, and so I sew mostly for my 6-year-old right now. So
Oh, wow. You don't look like you have a 23-year-old, Delilah. Looking good, looking good.
oh, thank you. Thank you.
So what is, at least at this point, since it sounds like you said, mostly have been garment sewing, is there a favorite item that you like to sew and a favorite fabric? Maybe that's a two-parter. Is there a
Mm,
favorite thing that you like to sew or a favorite type of fabric you like to sew with?
I love rayon challis. That's what this one is made out of. But it does take a little bit longer to sew because you have to search every single piece to make sure it doesn't fray. And I also love knit. So like double brush poly. I kind of talked about it on my channel before too, where I'm like, well, maybe it's hot for the summer. I don't know of a good alternative. So let me know if you have one. But I'm really loving
I saw that video when you
poly.
talked about that.
Yeah.
I laughed because I was like, yeah, the double brush poly thing here in Texas can be too hot, especially between now and probably October or something like that.
Yeah. So I'm looking for something that is a little bit more, you know, like what you buy at the ready to wear stores. Yeah, but I haven't found it unless I spend a lot of more money, like maybe over like $12 a yard. So maybe I'm not looking for the right keywords of the fabric, or the fabric really is that expensive.
Well, you know, some descriptives that might help if you haven't used these already is especially if you see for certain, and we're talking knit, right? Yeah. So if you're looking for maybe a lighter weight knit, some cotton jersey, not always expensive, and actually a good place to start because it's not very expensive, and then you can kind of get the feel for it to see if you like it. Girl Charlie actually is a good website for, they have fun prints, you know, depending on if you want prints or solids. They have some nice cotton jerseys. And because you'll see, and for a lot of, I say, online fabric stores, they have like Style Maker fabric, stuff like that. They will say what's ideal to make, as you've seen that on websites, but they say ideal, what to make with this. Yes. And if you see like a cotton jersey or something like that, and it says to make t-shirts and stuff, you'll probably like that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm taking notes. Yeah. And or a modal, M-O-D, how do you spell that? A-L, modal jersey. Yeah, I think I've heard another of that. Good one. That one has a little bit more drape to it. Okay. The modal has more of a drape to it. I like that as well. So that is, if I think of something before we hang up, I'll definitely let you know. Yeah, but, okay. Yeah, those are some good ones that you can start with. Like I said, and for those who are watching, Girl Charlie usually have sales, and because they kind of they favor their knits. They sell mostly knits and different things like that. That's a pretty good place to start. And LA Finch Fabrics is another good one too. So, but anyway, I digress. So you've had quite a bit of time with sewing, and been sewing here now, like you said, for the past 15 years. Tell me, and this is a two-part question as well. What is part of the sewing process that you don't enjoy the most? And maybe there's a part of the sewing process that you do enjoy. Let's see. Okay. I thought about this, and I think the part that I hate, and I think a lot of you guys will agree with this, is I hate the cutting and the cleanup. Okay, so even after I cut out my the make, whatever I'm making, even the decision, do I keep this fabric or not? Because you know how sometimes you have fabric scraps? Yes. Yeah. And I don't have a guideline yet. Like, am I going to keep everything that's maybe like a half a yard or more or less or something? Or sometimes I'll look at it and I'll be like, but I can use it for binding. And then a lot of times I'm like, I'm just going to throw it out because I'm horrible at trying to organize and stay clean. And this actually right here is, well, I guess it's not, that needs to be organized, but behind the camera is kind of, oh, we all have that behind the camera stuff. Yeah. Yeah. And so just the cleaning part of it, because sometimes I can get going and I can make so many garments, but I'm like, I don't have time to clean. But it's like, cleaning is part of the process. I need to remember that. I need to stay organized and clean up after every single make. And so those are the two things that I hate. Right. I can definitely relate to that. I actually have these tall, like hamper things that I put I won't say they're small scraps. So they're real, like those tiny squares or something like that. What I don't know if you make handbags or totes or anything like that that requires lining. Some
Yes.
scraps is absolutely perfect for that because of lining, a tote bag lining or something like that, or a little pocket, even pockets on pants or jeans, lining for, how for collars and the collar stand, you have the collar stand.
Oh
Can
yeah.
be a
Well, yeah,
different,
even like this one.
yes, it can be different underneath. And that's what I tend to use my scraps for, is
Mm-hmm.
different stuff like that. But then when it starts getting, 3x3 or 4x4, something like that, I usually just throw it in the hamper with the thought that I'm going to do the poof. And I do plan to do that, because other than that, it's just pollen. And I have them separated. So I have I have ones for knit, and I have ones for woven that separated. So
That's a good idea. I need to at least do that because I do make these netted car seat covers that I use woven fabric for, and then I
mhm.
do like rayon challis and knits for my garments. But I also like color blocking. Like I love to do color block tees. And so
Yes.
sometimes I'm like, oh, I should save it for that. But then sometimes I'm like, I'm never gonna get around to it, So I don't know. It's just the decision. Do I keep it or toss it?
Right, right. I totally understand. And I do want you to touch on that was going to be kind of a sidebar question, because I don't know if people know, but that you do also have a business. And I do want to talk a little bit about that. And with the magic of editing, perhaps we can share a few photos, but tell us a little bit about your business.
Okay, so what it mainly is, I have an Etsy shop, and I'm glad you brought that up. I do have one right here. I love this because it's a netted car seat cover that I designed myself when I had my baby in 2015. And I had her in August, and it was really, really hot outside. And so instead of like wrapping them, putting a blanket over the car seat, I
Right.
made this, and it's got the netting in it. So it's breathable, and then it has and yeah, I'll put some pictures, but it has like these that go over the handles for your
Yep.
baby. And so I started making them locally, like, and selling them on the Facebook group that I'm part of,
Okay.
and the new moms were just loving those. And so then I was like, I'm gonna put it on Etsy, um, because it made the transaction so much more smoother.
Yes.
And so I've been selling these on Etsy for probably like 2 years now. But the most frustrating part is like, I just don't have a ton of time to push as many out that I want to. But
Yeah.
but I do have ready to make ones, and I just do like, boys and girls and stuff like that. But I just think it's kind of neat that I created this. And I also have a PDF pattern available on my website as well for other people to create them.
Yes, I actually saw your video. I don't know how long you did that. I recall you showing that video about your Etsy shop, and I was like, oh, I didn't know she had an Etsy shop. And
I
I was
know,
like,
I
that
need
is
to
so
talk
cool.
about it more.
Yeah, well, I'm the same way. I have another business which has another YouTube channel connected to it and everything, and I don't talk about it either. Um, Although I do recognize a lot of the people that follow me over there and whatnot is people from this channel.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
and that's for people who probably read the description box because I don't verbally usually talk about the other business because I just focus on the So NaturalDane. But yeah, so I totally get it. But I wanted to make sure that we mentioned it here for those who were not aware. So if you all weren't aware of Delilah's Etsy shop, I will leave it all linked down below. It is now coming into the spring, summer. Well, spring is officially here. There's a lot of
Yes.
baby showers coming up. maybe different gift ideas that you might have. You can just purchase them off of Delilah's website, or as she has already mentioned, the pattern is also on sale for those who might be interested in making them. So thank you, Delilah, for sharing that information and those lovely pictures. Like I said, when I saw it on your YouTube, you mentioned it on YouTube, I was like, that is so neat and such a great idea, because it's something that everybody needs, right?
Yeah.
Especially when it's hot and bugs and everything are all out. So super easy. So I take it that is something that you, although you mentioned you don't have as much time to make custom or make a lot of orders, is something that you definitely, sounds like something you definitely still enjoy making.
Yes, for sure. And they're great, like when you take your baby like on a walk and, you know, in the stroller. But one other thing I wanted to mention is, because when I was looking at your Instagram too, I saw that you had made the clothing labels. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. Why doesn't she talk about that more? And then I was thinking of me, like, oh, I guess I don't post a lot of my stuff either. So I don't know why.
I know,
we do
it's
that.
kind of, it's like you pick and choose. I talked about the garment labels, to your point, a little bit more when I'm sharing what I've made, and I put one of the labels in. I'll just share, one of my labels are in. You can find them on my website, that type thing. So I know it's a fine balance. I totally understand where you don't want to just shove things down people's throat, but also let them know, because quite frankly, people really are interested and want to be able to support, because they support you anyway and enjoy your content anyway. So they're like, oh, I didn't know she did that. I'm going to go make a purchase. So her link to her Etsy shop will be down below for sure. So let's get into any special occasions. Do you have any special occasions, or maybe there's a sewing challenge that's going on that you're preparing for, or a special occasion, a special event that you're preparing for?
Well, I did post actually today my Maxi for Mother's Day dress.
Okay.
Let's see, the Sew Maxi for Mother's Day challenge. I did that. It was just a maxi dress, but what I do have coming up, me and my husband are going to be going to Vegas in a couple weeks. So I couldn't, it's funny because I'm working on this pattern, but I can't find it right now. Luckily, I'm almost done, but it's McCall's 8036. So hopefully, you know, I can send that to you, but it's just like a wrap dress, and that one I'm excited for. But I did notice too that that one does run short. So it's like really cute and ruffly. And so I'm excited to get that one done, because we're going to go to a show out in Vegas. So that should be fun.
Nice. What show are you planning to see?
Well, it's a comedian, Sebastian Maniscalco. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's very funny. And we're just going down there. It's our 23rd anniversary. So
oh, well, happy anniversary early. I know you all will enjoy your time down there. I'm sure it's nice to get away, just the two of you, for a few days.
Yes. So that'll be nice.
That's something to look forward to for sure. So let's get into one of your favorite patterns, which for everybody who might be new to the SND Chat, the person that I usually chat with, I ask them in advance, maybe their favorite pattern or patterns that they enjoy making or something like that. And then I will get the pattern, and they don't necessarily have to make a new item if they don't want to. If they do want to, they can. And so that's what we did for this chat today. Delilah picked McCall's, I have it sitting right here, McCall's 7742. So go ahead and tell us a little bit why you selected this pattern, and a little bit about, I don't know how many you've made or if you did any hacks or anything to it. Fill us in on this.
So for this McCall 7742, I have made 4 of them. And I'll tell you the reason why I love it is because it's so forgiving. Like, you don't need to have the perfect fit in the bodice like a lot of other patterns. You can make it with well, I made it with a rayon chelly, which I love. It's fully lined, which to me makes it easier. And the V-neck. I love the V-neck in the front. And it's just nice and flowy for summer. Oh, and there's no enclosures on it. You just put it over your head. You don't need to install like a button or a zipper or anything like that. And then mine, of course, has pockets. I'll put in pictures. You can't really see the whole thing here, but I made one for me. I did a red dress. And then what's nice is you can also make them as a gift, like for a friend or something, because the sizing is very forgiving. And so I made one for my daughter and her best friend too. My daughter that's 24. Because it's funny because she saw, I made my little one who is 6 matching dresses for her best friend. So naturally my oldest was like, well, I want a dress for me and my best
Where's
friend.
my dress?
So yes, it's very versatile, very forgiving in the fit. So that's why I picked it.
And I must say, I was telling Delilah once we first got on that she picked a good one. Well, she gave me like 2 or 3 different options, but this one really drew me in. And it's because I like the flowiness. You all know I like flowy dresses. I love dresses. The movement. I'm actually using the viscose Charlie, pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, that is so cute.
Fabric. And this here, actually, where did you get your fabric from? Is it still available?
Fabric. I got it from fabric.com. It is still available. It's a Telio.
Okay. I do like them.
I think it's like $9 something a yard, but sometimes it goes on sale. But regular price is like $9. But I love your fabric. Where did you get yours?
This came from So Much Fabric, and I double checked because she can run out of fabric really fast. And she still has this available. This is a viscose Charlie. And so this is from So Much Fabric, and I forget the name of it. I don't think I didn't write down the actual name, but I know once you go to her fabric page and you see all of the fabric, you'll see this print. And I absolutely, you can't really tell. I know I had to, for those who are wondering, I had to do this little background because I had to record this in a different part of the house. But anyway, and I did the ruffle on the sleeve.
That is so cute.
I didn't do the pockets for this one, and for those who are also new to the chat, you will see a full review of this dress coming up on Wednesday, and my thoughts and everything, and pictures and all that good stuff. So make sure if you haven't subscribed that you do, and come back on Wednesday to see a full review of this. But I thought this was a really, really beautiful dress. And you know, one of the things I like about it is that I think, and I don't know if the fabric type that you've always used is a viscose or a Charlie or something like that. I think it's absolutely perfect for that type of fabric, 1. And then for 2, like the View A has the cuffs. I think that would be so cute in a linen. That type, because I think the linen will allow that cuff to hold its shape quite easily.
Oh, and it's also available in the long sleeve too, with the cute puffy sleeves. Yeah, I don't know. It's a fun pattern.
It really is. And you mentioned about the inside finishing that you have it fully lined. Now, the only thing, I'm not sure if you have a tip. I'll say this, the inside, I was thinking there has to be a way to do the burrito method on that as opposed to the way they had you finish it off. Have you finished it off the same way all the time, or did you have you done different techniques to finish off the inside?
So on my red dress and the ones that I made for my daughter, I did do the burrito method. So I didn't add the ruffles or the cuff. I just did the burrito method. And then even with this one though, I fully lined it. And then I didn't do the burrito method. I will show you, you probably can't see it, but I serged the ends and then just folded it in.
That's what I did before I added the ruffle. I actually serged the sleeve together and then added the ruffle. But because the inside is clean like that, I French seamed the sides, on the sides. And so, yeah, that's what I end up doing. So, they're the only finishing that you see on the inside of the dress for me is the serge sleeve there, where I added the ruffle on the end. But I just like the way viscose and the Charlie's look when they're French seam, but I couldn't for this, I was like, I don't think I want to French seam everything since they have you finish off the bodice the way that they do. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, and I just love the V-neck on it too. I love that.
Very easy. Yeah, it is very easy. And to have this fully lined at the top, and for those who don't know, it's just this part above the gather that is lined. And so, but it's still, you know, it just gives it a really nice finish. And I really like the gathering in the front and then the slight gather in the middle, upper back too.
Yeah.
I think it just, so it's not so just boxy straight up and down. It still have a little bit of definition up at the top, especially if you're full of bust and also in the back. So this was a beautiful, beautiful dress. And I do want to, no promises made by the time you all see my video on Wednesday, but I was looking through my stash. I'm trying to get better at those garments that and I'm picking this up from from Compass Tea and Sewing, and Sean from Kittenish Behavior, that when I really like something that I've made, go ahead and make another one right away, to at least, you know, you like it, you know, you like the fit, you like the movement of it, just make another one.
Yeah, you know exactly what to do. You can do it really fast. Yeah.
Yeah. So we shall see if I have
I'm
a
glad
second one done by Wednesday. You all know come Wednesday. But I absolutely love this. And in the fabric, like you say, it just works with it because it gives a nice movement. The movement on yours is beautiful, of course, with the magic of editing. Everybody would have seen your pictures and everything pop up here. But this was, I absolutely love it. This was perfect pick. So just to wrap up, I want to say again, thank you so much for joining the SND chat today and for picking this lovely pattern. If you, by the time people are seeing this, it is May 1st. I'm not sure what days, do you have specific days that you upload on YouTube?
I upload on Wednesdays and Fridays.
Okay, so I'm not sure if at the time we're recording this, because for those who don't know, these are always recorded before, you know, in advance. But for everybody to stay tuned for do you have a particular item that you already know that you'll be talking about for your video coming up?
Oh, yes, I do have my upcoming video. It is going to be for the McCall's, the one that I'm making, the 8036. Okay. That's going to be, I'm working on that one. And so that one I should have uploaded Wednesday.
Okay, so make sure everybody, if you have not subscribed over to Simply Delilah, make sure that you do and check out her video that is coming up, because that is the dress for Vegas, right?
Yes.
Yes. So we want to see what she's going to be wearing to Vegas.
Yeah.
So make sure that if you haven't subscribed, again, I will leave Delilah's information down in the description box where you can find her on Instagram, here on YouTube, as well as her blog, so you can see some of her earlier makes. And make sure that you are following along. I want to thank Delilah so much. Do you have any closing words for everybody today?
Well, I want to thank you so much for inviting me to come and chat with you, and just thank everybody for supporting all of us sewers on YouTube. So I think that is great. When you watch and you like and subscribe, then that helps the videos be moved and seen and inspire other people to just keep sewing.
Yes, and don't forget to thumbs up everybody's videos as well. Even if you can't leave a comment, that is okay. At least, you know, if you can, just thumbs up that video and then share it out if you also, if possible, as well. So thank you so much, Delilah. I greatly appreciate it again for you chatting with me today. Have a wonderful, wonderful trip in Vegas, but I will be looking for your video on Wednesday because I'm nosy. I want to see what you make for your trip.
Yes, thank you.
All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. Make sure you come back on Wednesday and you'll get a full review with pictures and everything of this dress. Yes. All right, everybody.
Bye, guys. Bye. See ya.
Bye.